Now moving on to some reality checks in the advertising industry, the glitz and glamour of digital out-of-home has swept the global market, but India still seems decades behind the rest of the world. With the Times Square and a Piccadilly catching pedestrians' attention, India has yet to witness a success story. Kenneth Rosario digs deep to uncover the reasons behind India's poor showing in the digital out-of-home space and why it is still such a distant dream for India.
From crowding to play ping pong on a digital billboard for McDonald's campaign in Stockholm, to access Fallen Angels campaign capturing the attention of male commuters in the London subway, digital out-of-home has managed to create quite a buzz worldwide. With China followed by the United States leading the global digital out-of-home market and Britain managing to grab a record high revenue last year, India is far behind from the rest of the world.
Now, as far as India is concerned, I think one clearly is the regulatory environment. I think if you go from state to state, the policies are extremely inconsistent. And if you look at the structure of the out-of-home market, virtually 50% of the market or 50% of the business is done on billboards, which are on the main street. Content is an important part of digital. And in India, since the size of the segment is very small, it's 2 to 3% of out-of-home, which in itself is 6% of the total advertising pie. So it's actually less than 0.2% of the total advertising pie. So advertising agencies are really not interested. The third challenge which I think digital industry faces in out-of-home is the absence of capability. In fact, when we looked around for training our own revenue team, we had to get a trainer from US to come and train them.
Developed out-of-home markets in the world have seen digital occupy anywhere between 10 to 20% of the total out-of-home spend, but China has surpassed them all by occupying a staggering 40% of the total out-of-home spend. The Indian government rules and regulations, coupled with lack of organized functioning of the OOH industry, is touted to be one of the major roadblocks that is holding India back. Take, for example, the recent amputation of digital billboards by the Municipal Corporation of Delhi that has left media owners and advertisers in a frenzy. The authorities believe that digital billboards are a distraction for motorists. All of this has made marketers question the growth of digital OOH in India.
The setting up requires a lot of approval processes, and I think we are still not very certain where the regulatory authorities stand on this, because in some places we saw that this kind of innovation was done with LED screens, and soon enough the authorities started clamping down on those and said, okay, you can't do this here, or you can do it only from this many hours to this many hours. So it's not very certain as to how it will be actually executed in the market.
You've seen digital formats in airports used in fairly large scale. You've seen them used in malls. You haven't seen them in large format traditional space, and that's why you don't feel the scale. And I think media owners are frustrated that they don't have access to that infrastructure. Regulation doesn't support them. The investments are too high. Clients don't have enough ideas. They're not pushing. There obviously isn't enough demand for media owners to be making those investments.
With the formation of Indian Outdoor Advertising Association, out-of-home players have taken a step closer to resolve the problem of fragmentation of the industry. Though small steps have been taken towards bridging the gap between India and the world. Media owners, brands and advertising agencies are all discovering the promise of a tool that has proven to be effective across the globe.